Hi everybody, welcome to E-commerce Success by At360, the channel that makes business owners happy, productive and successful. So this is the first live in the history of this YouTube channel. Give me just a second to make sure everything's right. Okay, yeah, I see myself. So there will be a bit of delay. I think there's like 10 to 15 seconds of delay between the moment I talk and the moment I see myself live on YouTube. So if you ask a question, keep in mind there will be a slight delay before I can see that. If there's a problem with the mic or the sound or anything, please let me know in the chat. I hope everything's all right. Okay, and so I'll be getting started shortly. So I prepared a few stores which I found on Reddit. These store owners allowed me to review their store and give them some feedbacks. I already did so for a couple of them yesterday in the video, which I focused mainly on texts and descriptions and their benefits in terms of SEO and the product conversion rates. Today we're going to do a broader analysis on the e-commerce websites. We're going to cover various topics like the general website look and feel, design, technical issues potentially, how to fix some of the stuff like usual suspects on like the Favicon titles, some SEO stuff. Then we're going to look into how the website is structured, how easy it is for people to find the products, find the details, put the product in their cart and check out. And then we're going to discuss also things amongst the lines of marketing, advertising, how to find audiences, targeting, and then I'll adapt it in real time depending on questions or feedback that I get. This live will be available in replay, so no worries if you can't make it tonight. If any of the store owners I reviewed tonight has additional questions or feedback, or they want to share more data, feel free to do so in the Reddit group Ecommerce Success. So that will be the best place to continue the discussion after the live, where you can ask questions, share data, share information, and we can continue even after the live. Let me show you right away how this is going to work. So let me try and do that. So you should be seeing now my head in smaller and I'm sharing my screen. So this is our Reddit community /e-commerce success. So you'll find it in the description below. In the description, the first link is the link to book a demo with myself. So it's this page, which I will tell you more at the end of the live. If you want to have a one-on-one conversation and a free consulting call where I go over your business in details and you can share with me more information like confidential information, which you may not want to publicly share on this YouTube channel, we can do so in this in this call. And I would go over your website, your marketing strategy, your advertising accounts, your campaign setup, and looking at everything, having a 360 view of your online operations and see what we can do to help you succeed. All of that is free. We're doing this because we recently released the At360 app for Shopify, which is the easiest place to grow your sales, manage all your ads in one place. And since we want to get more well-known, we want to get our brand name out there, we have a strategy to provide a ton of value to the community. And then if we make you successful, we make your shop grow, then you'll have all the more reasons to start working with us in the future. But this first call is entirely free, no strings attached, no commitment. So if you just want to have a conversation, some tips, some advice, some feedback on what you're doing, I'd be happy to do so. Okay, so this will be the first link in the description. The second link in the description is the link to this Reddit community. So it's quite new. There's 11 members here, so it's still the very beginning. We are sharing a ton of content here, free content, advice, tips, articles, videos. And our goal for this community is to make the most active community where business owners can freely share their opinions, their store, their activities, their marketing strategy, and get constant feedback and really build a community that helps each other. So if you want to continue discussions after this live or after any of the videos, this is really the best place to go. Okay, and so today there was a post where I asked for people to share their website so that I could review the overall website experience and user experience, some technical issues, UX problems potentially, look at SEO, what could be improved, the user content, product description. So that was the topic of yesterday's video, which I went in depth on product descriptions and why text still matters in 2022. And then we can review and discuss more broadly the marketing strategy, advertising strategy, campaign setup if you share more details below. And so we had one person that shared their store here. So thank you very much for being the first one. First Calligrapher 32, so you very kindly shared your website to be reviewed in today's live. So if you can make it for today's live, I can see the chat on the side. If you're here, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. So we'll review your website, and then we'll review a few other websites which for which I've talked to the owners, or at least I told them a few days ago I would be doing this review. Okay, so this website, pixelated, so it's in the very early stages, it's custom made, so congrats on that. The pictures and prices are all fake, so we'll take this into account during the review. But all the content is there, okay? And so you want us to comment on the overall design, content, improvements for conversion. Okay, so let's do this. Let's go right in. So I noticed already you have a Favicon, which is good. You have, so your website title, you see when I hover on the tab in my browser on the top, I don't know if you can see this very clearly, but it says homepage pixelated. So this is good. You have your brand name, but usually on the title, you want to add a few more key elements, so keywords that really describe what you do. So for example, if you have, so homepage is fine, pixelated is fine, you may want to add something like a wall art or handcrafted pixel wall art. This is going to be good in terms of SEO, so to be ranked more highly on Google. Okay, so then what do I notice? So I like the logo, it's quite fun. I like the fact you have a search bar, why not? Okay, you have here a picture, it's a bit blurry, it's a bit, I don't know if that's on purpose, it's a bit pixelated, but maybe not in the right sense, right? I think it's more a image quality problem. But on the bright side, it's going to be faster to load, which is good, but it's a bit blurry still. Now, what I like very much about your website, especially since that's something I reviewed yesterday during a video, I reviewed two websites, which will be included in today's live as well. And I said it's a big problem if you're in the first screen. So the first thing that people see when they connect on your website, they can't immediately understand what you're doing. That's a big problem. And I can already show you a couple of other websites. So we have this one and this one. So these two websites, and I'm not judging the overall quality. I'm just talking about this one very aspect. These two websites, when you first log in, before scrolling anymore, looking at anything else, like you can't really tell what this is about, right? Here you have some pictures, you don't have any texts. Here you have a big text here, but you have nothing on the main image, which we call the hero image. Okay, so we have Deborah on the chat, I see. So you're saying it's a fake picture, it will be changed. Okay, great. Okay, but what I like is you have the title here. So that's very good. If you compare to the two other websites, we can immediately know what you're selling, which is great. That's definitely something you want to do. Handcrafted pixel wall art that stands out. And you use that space to also qualify what you're doing. It's not just wall art. There is something specific about it. What makes it special? So it's handcrafted and it's pixel wall art. So it's not any type of wall art. So that's good because you're differentiating yourself. And you're saying something a bit more that stands out, right? And you have some benefit below. People will stare, make it worth their while. So I like that. In yesterday's video, I showed this website, which I like also very much. So it's a bit the same idea. You have a big hero image, and you have right away a title, a header, which describes what they do. So it's jewelry. So you already know this website is selling jewels. And in addition, you have some qualifying elements. So luxury jewelry without the luxury price tag. So you know it's going to be nice jewels, and you also know it's going to be affordable. So they already position themselves quite well. And as a visitor, from the very first second, looking at the image, looking at the first line, I can already tell if I'm inclined to look more or not, right? And here I'm interested, I'm hooked, or I want to see what's this luxury jewelry, but which may be very affordable. I want to see that. So I think this is something you're doing a good job at in your website. So people will stare, make it worth their while. It's not the usual, yellow cab on New York picture. It's something unique. So I like that about your first statement. That's good. The button is good. If I wanted to be picky, I'd say we can't really see any animation or changes when we hover. Usually on buttons, you want to have like a slight effect when you hover with the mouse. There is a little animation, or the color changes slightly. Now this is a very tiny detail, but I think it helps get the button more noticed. It helps with click-through rate and conversion rate. So I made a whole video on call to actions and buttons and how you should make your buttons. So if you're interested in that, there will be on the Reddit community. You can find it. It's in the list. So let me see if we can find an example. So here you see this one, and it's not very clear, but you have, it's becoming a bit bigger when I mouse over. Let's try, and if we find another website, let's get back. So this is the product page. Okay. So this is in German. Let's translate English. Okay, so this website is not doing it either. Okay, so I'm not finding a good example, but usually, so a website which converts very well is going to have this button which changes. Okay, this one is a bit better. It's a bit subtle, but you have this color change. Okay. Okay, anyway, let's get back here. So that's a slight improvement that you can make. Okay, let's get back to the homepage. So now you have trending. So it's not that I don't like that, it's that I'm a bit surprised not to see more content. I think on the homepage, so the first half of the screen is great, really good, but then you want to give a bit more elements for people on your website. If they see only this, and then, okay, maybe you'll have your best sellers, but still, I don't think it's enough to generate a sale, right? You can't just show them a picture of the product and expect them to fall in love immediately with your product and buy it right away. Unfortunately, usually doesn't work like that. You have to sell it a bit more. So what I would advise you to do is below this first header with the big image, you put 1 or 2 lines which explains what you do. What's your mission? What makes you special? It's, and maybe you just expand a bit on this. Okay, all our wall art is handcrafted and it's really unique. And this is why we like it. This is how we find it. How is it sourced? Is it handmade? So, yeah, it's handmade. So how did you make it? What's your experience? Maybe you have a bit about us paragraph. So you have to put something like this. And then you have some more product details, right? So I think you need to put more information on the homepage. Usually if a homepage is too short, if there's not enough info, the bounce rate is going to be much higher, meaning a lot more people will leave immediately because they might be, okay, I want to see more, I don't have that, it's frustrating, I don't want to click and go elsewhere, so I just leave, right? If you compare that to, let's get back to this website. So here they also have the collection right away, so I'm not a huge fan of that, but at least they use a title which conveys more information. Say they say shop fine jewelry for every day, and that's good because first you help the user better understand what you're selling. It's also good in terms of SEO. So for Google and other search engines, you want to have descriptive titles that explain what you do. And this is something I explained in detail in yesterday's video. So these are the recommendations from Google themselves. So I'm on the Google Search Central. And so Google tells you that, be complete, mention everything you have to offer. Google is smart, but can't guess what you don't tell us. So you have to say a lot. Be descriptive. So use titles and, putting different topics, product, services, but use the title every time. And you have use text, right? So images are great and they should be used, as well as video and other rich formats. But Google understands text still better, right? This is still in 2022. So this was actually it was updated today. So this is very up to date. But Google themselves tell you they need text to really understand what you do. Okay, so this is something that you can do. Okay, and on the same kind of idea, so you should put the title below or above each image, saying with a title or a name or something, right? You have to tell more. Here, so we're on the product page. So I know you told us on Reddit, these are fake pictures. For now, it's not final. What can we say? So the website overall is clean. I haven't really commented that, but the design is good. I think it's working well. It's pretty nice. Once you'll have the final images, I imagine your product will speak for themselves also to some extent. So there will be colors and it will be more colorful. So what I don't like here, but maybe that's something you'll update when you put the real product, is the lack of descriptions, of course, right? And when you put the product, don't just put a list of technical characteristics, right? You have to get into the product details, why you chose this product, why you made it, what it signifies for you. Because all this content is going to help Google better rank your website. It's going to give words that can be used to serve your page as a search result on Google. And it's going to create a connection with the viewer, right? With the person on your webpage. If they just see, okay, the dimensions, the size and the material, and it's not as useful to create a bond with the person that views the product as more personal information on the product. And you really want to create this relationship and this trust with the user, because they're going to buy more frequently because of that. It's going to increase. The more content, the more explanations you can give on the product, the higher your chances are that they will purchase. And this is a great example. I love this website. So they're selling slippers with the smiley faces on them. And they're not just saying, okay, this is a slipper, right? They're saying influence your environment, put a smile on your face, those around you. They have like a funny description. No, it's not just descriptive, right? And robotic. They're talking to humans, right? Nice vibe slippers, the fluffiest, most comfortable, smiley plush slippers. And then they have a lot of information about them, about us, their community. Whenever there is a purchase, they donate some money. So you don't absolutely have to do that. I'm just saying all these elements participate in creating a deeper bond with the user and increase the likelihood of making a purchase. Okay. And if you look at the product description, so let's translate. This is a German website. Here you see they put a lot more information. So you see here the button has a big effect. I was talking about button effects earlier. But here, there's a lot of description here. Put a smile on your face. Keep your feet nice and warm, made of fluffy plush. So, it's funny as well. So try to make the descriptions fun. So I see a comment, Deborah. You're saying, yes, I have hired a copywriter to write descriptions that show the user why they need the product in their home. That's really good. That's exactly what you should be doing. And feel free to also, write yourself if you can, to share your personal take on this. If you make these art pieces yourself, why you make it, what it means to you, what it evokes in terms of memories, in terms of influences, it can't hurt, right? And then if you can hire a writer to tell a lot more and why it's going to make your house feel special and your home feel different, and your guests will be impressed and they will want to come back more frequently. All these things are just like additional indirect benefits of your product, but people are buying for that, right? When people are buying like a Rolex, they're not just buying the timepiece to tell the time. They're buying, the perceived success. They're buying social status. They're buying a brand history. They're buying a sense of excellence. So you have all these things that come into and that play a role in the buying purchase act. So it's the same here. Okay, what more can I tell you? I like the fact, the passions, as you call them. I like the categories with specific themes, like music, animals, technology. I think this is good. People are more likely to click on that and be interested in that, rather than like small, medium, large, or stuff like that. I think having descriptive categories with the theme of the art is going to be more efficient. One last thing I noticed earlier, I checked your website, the About Us page is fantastic. It's amazing. And I think it's just a bit slow to load. So if you can optimize that, that'd be great. But it's such a shame to not use that content somewhere else in your website, right? I mean, it's such a beautiful I've never seen such a creative and beautiful About Us page. It's the first time, like really, it's amazing. And I'm just a bit sad because I think I'm the only person that's going to click on the link in the footer of your website to learn more about you, right? Or maybe your biggest fans, but people that don't need to see this to purchase from you. So people who are already convinced, they will take the time to look through your website, discover all the little things, read everything. So these people will find this, but try and make this content more easily findable. So maybe on the homepage, put a little at the bottom maybe, or sometimes just below the hero works well, especially for businesses that are very personal like yours. Put a small excerpt, right? Maybe not everything, but put like learn more, like one line and or 2 lines and the button, find more about us, what makes us special. Right, so that's the first solution. The second solution is just put that content on the homepage below the product, right? So that they have everything on the homepage. If they scroll more, they will see it. And if you do that, you'll have a lot more people actually see this content. There will be a lot more people that just scroll a bit more on the homepage and people that make the effort to click on the link and are redirected on a separate page. Now, the only problem is that you don't want to make your homepage too slow to load. And this is quite slow to load. I think this is too slow to inject in the homepage as is. So you may want to optimize that. So maybe optimize the image format and sizes to make it quicker to load, right? So Deborah, I say thank you, designed it myself. Oh wow, congrats, it's amazing. I love it. I think the About Us page is one of the best pages on the website. Definitely, it's the best one by far. And not to say the rest is, is bad, but just the rest also hasn't got the real definitive content yet, right? But this About Us page is amazing, and I'm just afraid that less than 1% of people will actually click on the About Us link. So nobody's going to see that, whereas a lot of people could buy because they see that, because they understand. Like this shows how unique your business is compared to the product page, which is a bit, more standard, I would say. It's not a bad thing. On the contrary, for a product page, I think you need to follow like the rules and the guidelines, the best practices. People don't want to get out of their comfort zone when they see a product and then to purchase. But before getting there, I think this is really going to convince them you have something special, right? And it's well structured because you have the hook here in the beginning, then you have some more content which appears step by step. I really like that. Then you have some more text. You have this big image, really nice. And finally at the bottom you have a call to action. That's really good. And that's really perfect. And if this wasn't here, I would have said something about this, like like more than half of the time when I review websites, you need to put a call to action at the bottom of the page, because when people are finished scrolling, they need to know where to go next, right? You need to make it easy for them to discover your product, go on to the next step, and navigate towards the purchase. They shouldn't be making any efforts to go to the next step. So that's really good. But you know what? Even this could be your homepage. I don't know if you've thought about that, Deborah, but this could be your website homepage. And to work, you would need to put a bit more call to actions. Probably you'd want to put one here and perhaps one here. So you don't want just one call to action if this is your homepage, but it could actually work. And if you want to test it, I'd be happy to. If you make, for example, A/B tests, you can send 50% of your traffic on the homepage, and 50% you can send on this About Us page, and you can see which half converts better, right? So it's quite easy to do with advertising, and usually we try out different landing pages, we compare results, and so everything that I say, right, don't take it for granted. Just listen with one ear, then try to appropriate yourself the advice I give you, and then you have to test it out, right? I don't want you to trust me, give me a blind trust. I want you to listen to what I say, test it out, and if it works in practice for you, then that's good, right? Yeah, food for thought, as you said. So test it out, and then if it works better, keep it. If the homepage, the classic homepage works better, keep the classic homepage. But you don't really have to change your website structure either. You can just try with advertising as the destination. When people click on the ad, where are they redirected? Are they redirected on the homepage? Or they're redirected on this About Us page? Or they're redirected directly on product? I think unless you improve by a lot the content on the product page, this won't be efficient. Usually you don't want to redirect people immediately on the product page. But between this and the homepage, I think this might work better, but you have to try it. Okay, I don't know if you have more questions, Deborah. If not, I will move on to the next website. But if you're staying a bit, I would love to get more feedback from you, some questions. I'd love to continue the discussion also after the live. If you want to on Reddit, or if you want to have a one-on-one conversation with me, you can book a call with this. So this is the first link in the description below. We can have a one-on-one conversation where you can show me everything about your business, your marketing strategy, how you plan to bring traffic to your website, and I can help you set everything up. Okay, so I'm going to go to the next one. A quick question. So we are the only online store that sells pixel wall art. That's amazing. I wanted to add that somewhere on the website. That's a good idea. So you could add it, maybe you could add it here on the first screen. You could add it below. This could be a title, right? Let's see if I can see somewhere. You see, not this one. These guys here, they have quite a bit of text. So you don't need as much, but you could add like a one line about yourself and put a button like learn more about us. And below that, you could say something like the only shop with pixel wall art. That could be quite interesting. So, okay. So you're asking, I wanted to add a quick text under the second sentence on the hero page. So this, again, you have to try it and compare which one works best. I would be a bit cautious about this. You don't want to add too much text here. First reason, you don't want to deter too much the attention away from the image, which I imagine also will be a powerful image about your art. So you don't want to put too much text on the hero. Second, if there is more than 2 sentences, I'm afraid people won't read, or it's going to divert attention from the first message and the second message. I'd much rather add it on the second line, maybe. Only a website doing this, or unique. It could just be the word unique. Try to find a way to merge it with one of the 2 lines, the first one or the second one, or put one of these, for example, people will stay, make it worth their while. You can put that as a big title below as well, right? You can put here the only website that sells pixel wall art. Cool, Deborah. Okay, if you have more questions, feel free to ask them. If you want to share more details also about your strategy, we can do that. If not, you'll see you'll learn a few things also from the other websites' reviews. Great. Okay. So there's a slight delay, so I'm just waiting a second to see if you're going to ask another question. If not, I'm just going to move on and we can always go back. Okay, I'll go a bit quicker on the other ones because I don't think the website owners are here, and the next two websites I already reviewed yesterday in a separate video. So I only covered the topic of product descriptions and why they matter today and why you need to use more text to describe your products. So today I will discuss other aspects. So the first one here, on this website, Motec Tactical. So I said earlier, the biggest problem is we don't understand what they're selling from a first glance, right? And these images, they don't really say which product is being sold. Is it the laptop, the phone, the tablet? And so actually this website sells accessories for iPhones primarily. So cases and chargers and stuff like that. So they have to do like you did, like a hero text on the image. You have to use you have to put some text, I think, on this this top section. By the way, it's much too big. I think on the pixelated, it's a bit big, but it's okay. But this one is much too big. Like you shouldn't use that much space, especially if you don't use this to put any text or any meaningful information. The next problem I described yesterday, I'm just stating it again very quickly because it's super important. These category titles are not descriptive enough. If I come back to the Google guidelines, they say be descriptive, be complete, use text, right? So, and things that may be obvious to the business owner may not be to the viewer. So if that business owner, every day they're working on their website, their products, for them it's obvious they're selling accessories. For normal people that get here, it's absolutely not obvious. So, and the word accessory is nowhere present on the website. So you absolutely need to use descriptive titles for the categories. So instead of just iPhone 13, you have to put something like accessories for iPhone 13. The first benefit is it's going to make more clear for users what you're selling. The second benefit is it's going to be better in terms of SEO because Google is going to pick this and serve your website as a response to people searching for accessories on Google. They're not going to do that if you don't have the word accessory on your website. So Deborah is asking, what do you think about the logo? Are you asking about their logo or your logo? Your logo I love very much. It's super cool because there is the pixelated, we can see somewhat the pixels, the little cubes here on the P. So I really like it. I think it's super cool. Yeah, I think it's super cool. I like it very much. Their logo, this one, I think it's a bit too basic. But I'm not a graphic designer, so this is maybe beyond my expertise area. But if I were to give a personal feeling as a random website viewer, what I think when I see this logo, I think it's a bit too basic with the big M and the name below. Okay, they were saying your logo. Your logo I love very much. It's great. And you see, so just one tip, Deborah. Google says, where is it? They say that you need to put your logo as a text as well. Where is that? Yeah, if you use a graphic for your site name, include the name in the page text as well. You see? So here it's pixelated. It's not difficult to read, but for Google it is, right? So you need to use that as a word, like pixelated, like you did on the title, the web page title, but put that somewhere. So you have it here in the category, so that's good. But maybe put it somewhere else you have it here in copyright, but maybe it'd be good to put it, I don't know, somewhere on the top. Or anyway, so coming back to the Motec Tactical website. So yeah, category title, super important. So one feedback I gave them also is, we don't really understand if it's for Apple users only or also Samsung. So if I see on the homepage there are only products for iPhones, if I click here, there is Samsung, but if I click on Samsung, there's nothing in the category. So this can be pretty bad, because if people click on this, they see there's nothing, that they will leave the website immediately. So you might lose visitors. It's better not to create this deceptive or disappointing experience, right? This can hurt more than if the category is missing. So maybe it's just temporary. You're going to add the product very soon, but I figured you should remove that category if it's empty, and maybe on the text on your homepage. And if you add some titles, use the fact that you're primarily selling accessories for iPhones. So sell, the best place to find unique iPhone cases or Apple products, accessories or stuff like that. What else? There is no About Us section. So nowhere on the website there's any information about you, your business, what you stand for, and this is a problem. It's a problem because your website feels very impersonal, and if that's the case, there are two problems. The first problem is people might just not buy from you because they don't feel a connection. They might think it's not a real website. They might fear it's a scam. Now, I'm not saying it's a scam, but this is a bit of a red flag. We don't know who's behind this, and there's no About Us. There's no presentation of the company. How long has this existed for? So if it's a brand new company, I understand that maybe you don't have a lot of content to put out there. And it's not like the first website which sells art and handcrafted art, so they have a lot more to tell about themselves. But you should still find something unique to tell about you. Why are you selling this product specifically, right? You don't have all the accessories in the world. You did make a selection, right? Why did you make that selection? Are you trying to sell funny cases, nice cases, beautiful cases, original cases? So you have to say something like that. Or even if they're not particularly original, you can say, okay, we're the cheapest, or we're the places that sell the most different cases, or the most unique ones. But you have to say something, right? You have to create that connection. The other benefit of doing that is it's going to give you a lot more pricing power. What is pricing power? It's your ability to set prices and to set your margin level. If your website has no differentiating factor whatsoever compared to every other website that sells accessories, you're not going to be able to sell at a markup, right? So people are going to buy from you if it's cheaper than the competitor. Now this can be, if you're doing high volumes, this can work. But if you're new and you're starting a brand new business, this can be quite difficult to work with. So, and I see here you have very low prices products. You're never going to be able to make profitable ads, bring people to your website who are going to convert 1% or 2% of the times and make a profit on that, selling your product $5. So you have to ensure either people are buying multiple products on your website, or that you find them with very cheap sources of traffic, but in that case they might not convert as frequently, or you need to do something to increase your purchase power. I'm going to use again this website as an example because I fell in love with this website selling smiley slippers. It's super cool. They're selling their slippers like 26 euros, right? That's almost $30. I have no idea how much it costs to manufacture these. I imagine it's a lot less than that. I wouldn't be surprised if they have a more than 50% margin. And that's okay, right? And I could be a client, I could buy it. I would be happy to pay this price for these slippers, because they're not just any slippers. They're slippers that are going to make me happy, make people around me happy, and they're the fluffiest and most comfortable slippers, right? So I'm willing to pay extra for that, because also I read about them. I know that, it's a small business. I can see a face, all these little things like the rescue, and every time I buy, there's a small donation to animal rescue and foster cats and stuff. Like all these little things make me want to support that small business, and I'm happy to pay a higher price, right? So for you, Deborah, if you're selling the art, you're not going to have that problem that the second website has, because it's super personal. But the more you can create that personal relationship with the users, the higher you're going to be able to price your products at, right? And you want to keep that in mind, right? Because you don't want to sell things at the same price they cost you, right? I don't have the link here, but the other day I read on Reddit a study made on hundreds or thousands of successful e-commerce websites. And what they advised for, now it's not possible for every type of business, what they advised for is that the final price is 5 times the cost of goods sold, so the manufacturing price of the product. Now it's not going to be possible to make for all products. Of course, it depends on the product, the industry, the niche, the type of product, the pricing power of people you're targeting. But if you think, because they said pretty much you need like 20% of your final price is for the manufacturing, 20% is for like shipping costs, 20% is just to keep in case of refunds, problems, chargebacks, stuff like that. 20% is for advertising costs, okay? And that's optimistic, because that assumes that you have a return on that spend of 5. But that's something we'll discuss in more details in another video. And 20% is your margin, right? So even if the final price is 5 times the manufacturing cost of your product, it's, in that example, they still had only 20% margin. So keep that in mind when you're selling your art, Deborah. You don't want to sell that for too cheap. You want to put not a super expensive price tag, because I imagine from what I see and what I get from your logo and your website and your attitude, I think you want to make that affordable, but you don't want to be cheap either, right? You have to find a good balance where people are going to be happy to pay you a decent price tag for your product. So I haven't seen them. I don't know what size they have, what's the design, but you definitely want to put them closer to, I don't know, 70, 80 euros or 50 rather than 20, 30. It's going to make your life much easier if you sell them at 80, 100, 120 euros compared to selling them at 25, 30 euros, right? Because you're going to be able to account for, shipping and refunds and problem with deliveries, and you're going to be able to advertise, and it's going to be easier to bring people to your website. Now, how do you sell for a higher price the same product? It's by creating this trust and relationship with users, by creating content, by sharing a personal story, by creating a one-on-one deep connection with users. And so that's why you absolutely need to have About Us, and that's why I told you, Deborah, you need to, your About Us content, you need to make it more easily found. Yeah, Deborah, I'd be happy to see. So you're saying I can show you some product pictures afterwards. I'd be super happy to see that. The price is something I'm struggling with right now. We'll talk more. I need advice. Perfect. I'd be happy to give you a few tips on that. Okay, so more tech. So if you're watching this, in addition to what I said yesterday in the product description, so you need to fix this top section, which is a bit too big. It doesn't follow the best practices. It's going to put off some people. You need to make this first screen really meaningful, with an image that really shows the product you're selling and that tells a message. You need to create differentiating factors. So even if you don't have a super big and a super nice story to say about your brand values and your company mission, you're not going to save the world with accessories, but you could still do something like that with the slippers, right? And not saving the word either, but you can say, these accessories are going to, make your day brighter. Whenever you take your phone out of your pocket, it's going to make you happier because you see a nice image, something that you like. by the way, this study says that people, take their phone out of their pocket like 100 times per day or whatever crazy number our phone addict society has, right? So you can say things in a funny way. You can have add a bit more character to the website. It's super important. It's going to make a massive difference. Right now, it looks like we're seeing a catalog, right? And again, no offense, I know you're just getting started and just starting your business is amazing. So congrats already on doing that. And I can see there is some, if I'm taking time to say this, it's not to belittle your efforts. On the contrary, I see there is some intent behind the selection you've made, right? I see that it's not just a random group of products that you've put here. They have something in common, right? They're nice, they're original, they're funny, you have different designs. Like, don't sell yourself short, right? Your presentation needs to reflect the effort and thoughtfulness that went into selecting this product, and now it doesn't, right? So, share this process, share your values, share why you chose these products, how you want to position your website. This is going to help you tremendously. Okay, and now a few more comments about this one, and then we'll stop here because it's already been quite a long live. So this one, a lot of the things I said for the previous one still stand. And so yesterday I also gave you specific advice about the product categories and the product descriptions. I think your website, so you're doing a good job giving a bit of flavor. Like, I like this greeting all gamers on the top. You're already stating who your intended audience is. So if someone is a gamer, they see that, they feel a connection. So it's super simple. Sometimes a few words like this already create an atmosphere, right? Greeting all gamers, that's really good. So we talked about the hero image yesterday, and so I'm not going to talk in more details about that. This text is really good. I mean, it's good that you have it here. Now, I think it's too much in one block. Sometimes when there's too much text, it actually deters people from reading it all. So it can be counterintuitive, but sometimes the shorter text, the more people will read, right? So I would recommend maybe making the sentences a bit smaller or cutting it in several parts. Sorry, and you can put text, product, another bit of text, another line of products, and it's going to be more effective. Same advice as before, you need to have about us section. So you're already saying a few things here, but show yourself, show your business, why you're doing this. If you're a gamer, be a bit personal, say, okay, we love these games, these are the games that, we like playing, and this is why we chose these products. We're a big fan of barbarians and combat and maybe the Vikings TV show and whatever. And it's going to create a story around your products, which are going to make them more likely to be purchased, in my opinion. I noticed yesterday the Favicon is super important. A lot of people are not going to buy from your store if there's no Favicon. It's a big red flag. It shows the product. It shows people the website is not finished or has some technical issues, or that you don't follow, typical website guidelines. And studies show that people, if you don't have a favicon or some red flags like this on the technical level, people are a lot less likely to give you their credit card detail on the checkout process. So you might have a lot less purchase because of that. And it's super easy to fix. I made a video on that topic. In yesterday's video, there is the link to find it. So it takes 1 minute to fix this, and I show you step by step in Shopify how you can fix this in less than 1 minute. One more comment about the categories. So what I liked about Pixelated are the categories. And by the way, Deborah, I don't really understand the difference between these two. What Pixelated moments and passions, I don't really understand the difference. So maybe that's something you can clarify. But I like the fact you have these categories. And so Dark Omen design, you may want to revise your categories. So here you have general fantasy, but you need to have more categories that are meaningful, and people are going to convert, and they're also going to be searchable from Google. If you say, like Vikings merch, or barbarian merch, or dragon t-shirt, or something like that, if someone types I want a dragon t-shirt on Google, they're going to find your website. If you don't use that as a title, your website is less likely to be suggested as a response, right? So you may want to look at what Pixelated is doing. I think they're doing a good job in creating categories which are meaningful and convey some information. And if I'm a big fan of animals, I want to click on animals and find out what I have. I can find. So same on your website. If I'm a big fan of dragons, I'd love to click on the dragon category, see all the products with a dragon. So Deborah is answering about the categories. So Pixelated Moments is custom art for people who haven't found their passion on the site. Okay, makes sense. The page is under construction. I understand, but maybe this could be under passion. I don't know. I'll let you judge. Once I think we have all the products in the website, it's going to make more sense for me. Is there one last thing I can tell you to this website? So here you have the mission. You see, that's really good, but put that as a big title, as a big header on your image. You want to make that more visible, your mission. Social, so we haven't talked about social, but we'll leave that for another day. Okay, it's already been quite long. It's been longer than what I wanted to do. So let's leave it here for the first live. Deborah, it was a pleasure to have you on the live. Thanks for asking all these questions. It was super cool. Let's have a further discussion on the pricing and the product structures and your marketing strategy. Something which we haven't discussed today, but that I will cover in a future video live, is how to structure the website for advertising. And where do you want people to land on your website? So after they click on your advertising banner or your video or your social media post, where do you want to bring them? Is it on the home page? Is it on a specific product page? Is it on a category? Is it on something else like a dedicated landing page? That's a large and serious topic we need to discuss at length in another video. So thank you for everything. It was a pleasure to have you here. If some of you are watching this replay, I know some of the website owners are watching this as a replay. They couldn't join the live video. Feel free to contact me if you want more information. Again, there's no strings attached, no commitment. My strategy right now is to give a ton of value for free to business owners because I want us to get more well-known. I want to help people grow because if they're genuinely successful, they will run more ads in more channels and they will need a tool to help them manage all of that. And that's where Ad360 comes in, right? Ad360 is the easiest way to manage all your ads in one place. That's Google ads, including search ads, YouTube ads, Google display ads, and all of the Google product ads, local ads in Google Maps and all of that. You have Facebook and Instagram ads and ads all over the web on the millions of independent websites, like news websites, blogs, and other, thematic websites that talk about a specific topic, and ads on mobile apps. So if you want to advertise for your product or website on specific apps, like people that are playing a certain game like Candy Crush, or a more specific app like maybe in your case Deborah could be Yellow Corner or something like that, or could be interesting to do ads on mobile in specific apps. So this is something that we can do, and you can manage everything from one place. So we have this app which was released recently in Shopify. We have an app which will be released soon. Now it's still a secret. I don't want to tell you too much, but we have a major app coming up soon for another major e-commerce environment in addition to Shopify. And we also have our standalone Ad360 web console for people that have a website and not necessarily e-commerce, but any type of online business that runs outside of Shopify or other e-commerce platforms. You can still use the independent web app, which is the web console. Okay, and so if you want to learn more, if you want to understand more about what we do, or if you just want the no strings attached, no commitment free session where I can help you fix some technical issues with your website, implement some advertising campaigns in Google or Facebook or in our app, I can help you set up retargeting. Retargeting is the must-do form of advertising for all businesses out there, especially if you don't have a big marketing budget. Because instead of showing ads to pretty much anybody, you're going to focus on the people that have been on your website before. And these people are much more likely to purchase. And 99 to 97% of people that go on your website, so the vast majority, have not purchased from you yet. But they need to see you several times. Some studies show in average people need to see a brand like about 10 times before they can really get a sense of, okay, I know this brand, I know this product. Now, I can picture myself buying this product, I will buy it. So established brands and businesses, you see them all the time, right? On TV, on smartphones, on websites, on the radio, on the subway, on billboards. So you see them all the time, so you know them, they're already familiar. If you're a new website that just got started and you don't have this budget to run massive ads everywhere, you want to focus on retargeting at first, because you're going to bring back these people that went on your website to your store, and you're going to increase the percentage of people that make a purchase from you. So if you want to learn more about how this works, how you can set this up, we'll help you for free with a ton of service. You can just use this website to book a demo. So this is the first link in the description below. Okay, I wish to see you soon on the channel. We publish daily videos with a ton of content to help e-commerce businesses grow, get more sales, more customers, be successful with ads. So if you want to get these videos every day and not miss anything, please subscribe to the channel. Put a like on this video. It's going to help us make it more massively shared by YouTube. Click on the bell icon to get notifications so you don't miss any video. And you can put a comment below if you like the video or if you want more details, more explanations. If you want to suggest your website to be reviewed next time, you can put that on the description below this video or in this Reddit community, EcommerceSuccess, which again will be the second link in the description. And this community is really the place where we want everybody to feel comfortable sharing questions, sharing tips, asking for feedback, and where we want to start real conversation. It's the very beginning. We are 11 members today, but it's going to grow pretty fast, I'm sure, and we're going to have a ton of very valuable discussions happening there. So thank you very much for your time. Thank you, Deborah, so much for being present, asking all these questions. I hope I already gave you a few helpful tips. I look forward to having a more in-depth conversation. I can't wait to see the finished website and the products. I'm sure it's going to be amazing. And if I can help you kickstart and have a massive amount of sales from the beginning, I'd be super happy. Thank you. See you soon. Bye.